While these two argue about that, I'm going to bring in one of you guys who have Skyped in today, because lots of you have been in touch about Arsenal's very poor performance at Sunderland yesterday, beaten 2-0. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain conceding an own goal, and very peculiar seeing Robin Van Persie walk off the pitch without consoling that youngster. Not good leadership for me. I'll ask the chaps about that in a second. But first we're going to talk to David, who's an Arsenal fan. He's on our Skype wall for us. And David, give us your reaction to yesterday's performance, first of all.
Well, it's kind of heartbreaking, really. I mean, a week ago we said this would be the week that would tell our tale, and it hasn't exactly ended in fairy tale fashion, has it? It's pretty disappointing.
I was talking a second ago about Robin Van Persie leaving the field of play, while Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain looked a bit bewildered, really, having conceded that own goal that proved decisive. What's your reaction to that? A lot of people slated William Gallas at Birmingham a couple of seasons ago when he didn't seem to be showing the best leadership.
Well, I think those are apples and oranges, those two incidents. I mean, if you remember what Gallas did, he made an absolute spectacle of himself at a really key moment when stronger leadership was needed. I think Van Persie probably personally was, a little more focused on himself, feeling he deserved 2 penalties. And I think, though, it's a very good point. Oxlade-Chamberlain had tracked back and put in tremendous effort. It was really unfortunate to knock the ball in the back of the net, and no one consoled him. It's not just that Van Persie didn't, it's that no one was there to try to pick up the young guy and make him feel a little better and acknowledge the effort that he had put in to try to get back there and defend.
David, I slightly disagree with you here. I ask you all to come on, then I'll have a row with you. But I slightly disagree with you here in so much as I think William Gallas showed on the field of play that he cared, whereas Van Persie just left. I mean, I was looking for me, and I don't know what you guys think, I'll bring you in a second, but I'm looking for the captain to go to players and show that he cares. Okay, you could argue about the fact that Gallas kind of lost his head a bit, but the fact was he was trying to show his frustration, he was trying to show that he cared. We got nothing from Van Persie, particularly for a young player who needed leadership and needed a bit of direction at that point. And I just wonder if, I disagree with you, I don't think they are apples and oranges at all.
Well, I think you do make a really good point in terms of Gallas showing that he cared. But, he also cared at other clubs, and we don't know what Van Persie's going to do in terms of ours. And I think that if you're going to point the finger in that way, I understand why you're pointing at the man with the armband, but that blame needs to be pointed all around at the entire squad. They looked flat. This is a horrible hangover after what happened in Milan. And again, it would be tough to beat Martin O'Neill managed team twice in the span of 8 days for any manager, any club in this planet. But that being said, I think someone needed to lift him up. I don't think it should be a matter of lack of leadership on Van Persie's part, though. I really don't see that being the situation. To me, it was everyone is to blame for not trying to help Chamberlain feel a little better in that situation.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you in that, because it just felt to me that it just showed the lack of real team spirit more than anything else.
No buts. Why do you wear the armband if you're going to abdicate responsibility when it's needed?
Listen.
Hey, I would much rather have a Tony Adams or a Patrick Vieira in the side right now. I think that's really missing. I think one piece of Wenger's overall philosophy is that no one person should bear the brunt of leadership.
Well, then why do you wear the armband? Why is it? Because I don't. We're somebody dodging the issue here.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but somebody, they give it to the captain who they feel is the most suitable person for it. It might be just to say that he'll lead by his example, the way he plays the game. Okay, that's it. There are different things that captains have, and you grow into the role as you go, and nobody picks it up from day one and does it absolutely right. It's something you grow into, and it also has got a lot, I think, to do with the culture where you've come from, as well as the way you then actually deal with it yourself. Tony Adams was, he would drag everybody along with him, because Tony Adams, he led by example first, and then he'd get hold of you and say, come on, you make sure you do your little bit as well. And Patrick Vieira, again, did it in a slightly different way. Well, we all have a different way of doing it, and I don't think you can knock him for at that moment in time when they're leaving the pitch. They've just been beat. Everybody's feet, and that's what I'm saying. It's more down to, I think, the team spirit within the camp rather than that thing. And the captain can't always be the one to pull it together.
You would hope that the team squad is really shattered right now. It looks that way, certainly after what happened in Milan. And there was a real high when Thierry Henry scores that goal to put them past Sunderland a week ago. That was, so we went from an extreme high to an extreme low. But also the man who scored that goal is gone. And the man who went off the pitch for him, how many touches did Theo have yesterday? He was invisible.
Well, David, just hang on for a second, David, because I'm going to bring Aaron in here as well on that point.
Well, you'd hope that, I mean, after the game, like you say, Van Persie's probably indulged in his own frustrations, and you'd hope that afterwards, in the changing room, he'd go up to him and might have a quiet word to him. But like you say, different players lead in different ways, and like you say, I think Gerrard's a good example of one that, not the most vocal, but he'll score you an important goal, a very crucial goal, and he'll lead by his performance on the pitch, and people will see that and then take forward. I think Van Persie's that kind of player. I don't think Van Persie's one that, like we're saying, Tony Adams, that'll grab you and push you through a game and bring a performance out of you. I think you'll look at Van Persie and see him doing fantastic, running around and doing really well, and that will spur you on. I think that's the kind of leader he will be.
Darren, can I just